So, hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie and Corina, psychic investigators.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Wow, so Corina's back. Corina is doing well, right? Corina, you're doing okay
Yes,
health-wise, right? You've recovered
doing okay. It was a little
somewhat.
rough.
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't breathe
Mm-hmm,
on my own. That
mm-hmm,
was the toughest challenge was it hit me in the lungs big
mm-hmm,
time.
mm-hmm,
So as you know, I was down for, well, it's almost been 2 weeks now.
mm-hmm,
So this is the first day I've even attempted to do anything like this. So
mm-hmm.
yes, it hit me really hard, but I'm doing good, recovering. So thank
Good
you. Yes.
to say, Corina. And I had suggested Corina and I talk today because I may have something tomorrow. I may not be able to. Um, so so it's perfect. It worked out, huh? It worked out.
Yes, worked out for both of us.
And okay, so let's get started. I just want to share an anecdote. That I today I got my so I've been here right in Brazil, and my American passport was expiring in April, so I was a little like afraid to go back, like first to have to get a passport in the US. For some reason, I felt like, oh my God, it's going to take longer. Who knows? They were on a stall or something. So I did it here and it was fast. And today I went to the embassy to pick it up. And by the way, it's 5 minute walk from the office. So that was great. I went and I grabbed it and everything's fine. So it's good. But the point that I want to make, the story I wanted to share is it's a government building, right? So US government building, right? So there's a picture of, and also it's an embassy or whatever consulate. There's a picture of Trump, picture of JD Vance, picture of Rubio. And I saw the picture and I saw the picture, especially Trump's picture felt faded, like he's already faded so much. And JD Vance wasn't faded. And I just kept seeing his face saying 23, 23, 23. So, it's probably related to dates. I think date of the month. Like he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, 23, 23. Like he thinks he's going to go in. But But anyway, so that's it. And then, of course, to get into the American embassy, you can't have any electronics, including cell phones. So I did not take a picture. But uh, but anyway,
Yeah.
I wanted to share this, right?
Hmm.
And okay, but now that we share this, but there's a lot to discuss today, right, Karina? But let's
Hmm.
start with, I'm not this today's not gonna be a lot about articles. There's just one first article that
Right.
is very exciting. So it's about Peter Thiel. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Okay, so this is news in a political EU website, and we already are seeing consequences basically here. So Peter Thiel ties put major German military drone deal on shaky ground. Concerns over the Trump-friendly billionaire's stake in drone startup Stark and redacted contract details are putting approval on the contract at risk. So, and by the way, ironically, Peter Thiel was born in Germany, so he's technically German. Oh, and there's guys. It's a long story, but there is this thing in like the NAZI thing. It was called it's like the blood. It's like the that you were German by blood, not by birth. Like that was very much about the blood thing.
Yeah.
And here's a guy who's quote unquote blood German, and he's betraying the Germans. It's like so. I'm gonna find out. Anyway, so here, just
Yeah.
really quickly here, a multi-billion euro German military drone contract has triggered scrutiny inside Chancellor Friedrich Merz's governing coalition over its most prominent investor, Trump-friendly billionaire Peter Thiel, putting its approval in doubt. Thiel at the center of a political controversy over his investment in Stark, a Berlin-based defense tech startup. German lawmakers question whether his minority stake could give him direct or indirect influence over the company's decisions or access to sensitive defense information. They also have raised concerns about how the contract is priced and structured, seeing key details on unit costs, quantities, and optional volumes were redacted from documents presented to the country's parliament.
Hmm.
Okay, well, look at this. Oh my God, look at this. It's very satisfying. The fact is that Peter Thiel openly rejects our democracy. We do not know how large his influence at Stark is. And even worse, the federal government cannot explain it. Greens lawmaker Jean Schneider told Political, "We need drones. No one disputes that. But the question of how large Thiel's influence is must be clarified before we procure them." So anyway, so I'm gonna stop here so we could discuss it. But the interest. So by the way, the guys just the German in Germany, the party Greens, Grüne, is not like the Greens here in the U.S. that are very influenced by Russia, like Jill's time.
Right.
So it's actually not. It's really, it has been very anti-Russia for a long time, and so and the Mertz guy, he's actually somewhat right wing, I guess. So anyway, just so you know, and I was telling Corinne about this article, we're reading it earlier, and I kept getting that it's not about just about Trump, it's about Russia. That we know that Thiel is aligned with Russia, right? So here we are seeing that Europe is doing something about the tech bros. They're doing something about the EPS people. Thiel is on the EPS conversation, and he is like, they know what he's about, and they're not. And you know how we're seeing things in Europe, like people going to jail, they're getting arrested because of their compromised situation. But here, nothing, and yet I'm getting that this is the beginning. There, he's gonna finally become the part that he should be. Right. All the companies that he was involved in are going to be scrutinized by all the government because they have to wake up. They have to wake up. They have to protect their own countries because the guy is evil. So that's a very,
and he's connected with Leon too. So
that's right. So Corinna, do we have what question do we ask here about? We just like, let's say, what's going to happen next? I guess to Peter Thiel now that this has come out, right?
Yeah.
So
makes me giddy.
Right. It's exciting. It's exciting.
It is. Because I know what we see. It's like, oof. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So I'm just gonna put here. So what? Okay. So
I love it.
what happens next? Teal, now that Germany is, who is challenging. How do you say is?
Yeah. They're finally paying attention to who's investing in these companies and why and the ties that they have.
Asking questions.
Yes.
And wanting to know more, wanting to protect their country.
Yeah.
From his influence. Okay. And like I was saying, it's ironic that like he's very, NAZI. And now the Germans are like, no. 9.
Yeah. Geh weg.
Raus.
Raus.
So, nicht hier.
Diese Scheiße.
Gehst du weg, right?
Yeah, gehst du weg, yes, exactly.
So, see you later. Hit the road. But I'm excited, Kurt. I'm legitimately excited about.
Yeah.
So what's happening next? I said for him, no, very good man.
Yeah.
So what's happening? Well, what's happening to him?
Whew.
Next. Wow, okay, I got a really weird image of him, but it's, I guess, so it's like, because I don't know if, that's why you come from a German family, but like the way the Germans are like, oh, so like they have a weird way of moving their face.
Yeah.
Also, it's like they move the lower part of their mouth, and then he's like being polite, and he speaks German fluently. Obviously, he grew up there until he was 8 or something like that. But the point is, he's like putting that face, and then his legs are like he's just trying to hide, like, oh, you're looking at me, and I see all these tiny flashlights popping up from everywhere, looking at him, and he's like, because he wants to keep up the facade. And I'm reminded of, you guys may know this, that Peter Thiel is the guy who took down this website called Gawker. And the reason he gave at the time was like, well, but I come from a conservative Catholic or Christian family or something. And I don't want them to know that I'm gay because apparently they outed him. I don't know if that's true or whatever, but the point is like, is that in fact he has this like two-faced, like unresolved persona where he's like, but I'm conservative and I'm Christian. And
Yeah.
then the background, he's the devil, he's the, what I'm saying? Like he's dark AF and he's betraying because for somebody who calls himself an NAZI, he's betraying his own country. So that is like I see the shame. I feel the
Yeah.
shame that he carries because he's sick. Shame is, we talked about actually today about the importance of
Yeah, we
shame.
did.
People that
Yeah.
they have so much shame about who he is on so many levels. And he wants to be so German. And yet the Germans are like, no,
Yeah.
nicht
You
hier.
can't be so German and be an NAZI. You can't. You
Das ist nicht
can't.
normal.
Nine.
Keine
Nine.
Chance. Keine
Yeah.
Chance. So, so like, they're like, no, you're not. So what, you're German, but over here, you betray your country, really. And they're like,
Right.
no. And he's just like, but I am salvation. And I see he's trying to do that sign, like,
Ugh.
and he's
Yeah.
like, they're like, no, not anymore. Germany changed. Oh, Germany changed. It's not like this anymore. So, and Germans, they can be very tough people when when they say no, they mean it. No, no,
My
no,
dad was.
no, 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 no. So, and they're like, we're not put up with this guy. And so he's renounced his citizenship, is saying, no, yeah, no, we don't care. See you later. Gingst du weg. Bye.
Get back.
And so so he's just like, it's so, and I see his face is red because he's ashamed that he's lost in his mind. Okay, this is how sick he's in the head. He's like, imagine that he's gonna come back like the Führer, like the man with the age word. He's gonna come back and the Germans are gonna be like, oh my god, this is like as if he's gonna be like, he's our leader now. He in his mind he thinks, and now he's being rejected by his
Yes.
own people, his own why
Yeah.
Aryan people. So
Who I
so
thought I
he's
could
sad about it.
fool.
Yeah. So anyway, so
Yeah.
that was just, but now you share, Corina.
He just
There's
thought he had it all in the bag. He thought he had it all in the bag in
uh,
every country. That's what's amazing. He just figured Germany, his heritage,
yes,
that
that's
they're
right.
just going to fall for this very easily. And he cannot handle all those flashlights on him.
That's right.
You're
That's
right.
right. That's right.
He's freaking out. He is
Yeah.
finally starting to realize. But see,
Mm-hmm.
nobody in America's done anything yet. It's
Mm-hmm.
the other countries, and
Mm-hmm.
Germany is now one of them. And when I think it's more powerful that it actually happens in another country first,
Mm-hmm.
because it needs to. It
Mm-hmm.
needs to.
Okay.
But I also get like this pit in my stomach because in his head, he's more concerned about what's happening there, but he also knows in his gut that it's coming from other
Here.
countries as
Mm.
well.
Okay.
So the downfall is imminent again, imminent.
So Seth, I have another question. So is he going, what is he going to try to do to prevent further scrutiny, right?
Mhm.
So, knowing how powerful he is, he's going to try. So what is he going to do to try? Is he going, he's pushing, but I see that he's pushing, it is not strong. Whatever he's trying to push, it's not, okay. Okay, I see there's not strong enough. And I see that all these bros are like, Peter, Peter, Peter. And then when they realize how the little flashlights are gonna come to their companies because they're so,
Mhm.
and they're like drop him like a hot potato. Oops. Okay, bye. Like they just open their mouth and their hands and the thing drops. So they
Yeah.
drop him the moment, and I see that all these VCs are like, oh, here I am. And they drop him because they also
Mhm.
don't want the scrutiny, and they're saying they're just transactional. And
Right.
so it's not like they actually care about him as a person. And I see that he's like, she actually
No.
thought, but these people are gonna be my followers. I am the leader. I am the, and he's just, the fact that he spent all this time creating this evil fake empire or whatever. And now it's coming. He's just,
It's coming
oh,
home to roost. Yes. Yeah.
So he's just like, okay. So all right. So then what happens? What happens? How? Okay. Okay. Then go ahead, Grant. Tell me.
No, I'm just, we talked about this earlier, how companies are going to start to really look at who their
That's right.
investors
That's
are.
right. That's right. So
Remember it came up earlier, and it's like he's
right.
one of them. He's one of the main ones. And now his ties with Russia and all these guy EPs, it's all there. How can they begin to move forward with him? They can't. I'm like, yeah. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, this is huge.
Again, I know this is like a weird question. Will the U.S. do something about Peter Thiel to stop? I mean, right now, this obviously not the current government, no. But let's
Right.
see when, if the U.S. What is the U.S. going to do about him? Is the U.S. going to do something? Okay, okay, saying his plan all along was to travel to escape. You know, he was one of the first people to do the prepper thing, like where he has like bunkers or something. He's like, I'm gonna go. Oh, but he gets into some kind of list, Interpol's, one of those, and he can't.
Yeah.
So that's remember how I saw like really early on after the election how he would try to escape on an airplane, and they go after him. If you cross the airspace. Remember how it happened to the
Right.
guy of the Telegram app. The
Yeah.
French
Yeah. Yeah.
arrested him as soon as he got into the airspace. They can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and I see there's like it's not gonna end like this. That's why again I see that he tries to get the pilot to crash. It doesn't happen. Wow, I see him being really. He's Hank with like with the ankle chains and the things here. Like he's damn.
Oof.
Really? Do you feel it?
Wow. I just got a big oof.
Yeah. Wow, he's being charged for not I don't think in the US, but for charged for terrorism somewhere. Not, it doesn't feel like the US to me for some reason.
Yeah, no, US is going to be last because we have to get rid of trash before we can go after him. But other countries don't.
Well, and I
They
see
can
they're
go
gonna
after him
freeze
now.
all because he has so many companies, they're gonna freeze the money. So these
Yeah.
companies, they're gonna it's gonna impact a lot of tech companies. I feel sad for
Yes.
them. I feel
Yeah.
sad for
Sorry
them.
for these
Remember
guys.
how they were like, oh, I don't care where the money comes from, it's fine and whatever. Like, oh, really? Now they're gonna have to because that could happen. Imagine that could happen because guys, sorry.
It has happened.
Yeah, and like for example, they have these sanctions against Iran. Like if you are like caught helping Iran or something, you're gonna go, that could happen, right? Like that's a thing. But now
Right,
it's gonna be
right.
them. They're gonna be treated similarly. Like we're like, why are you
Yeah.
taking money from this guy? But Peter is so famous. He's so like this. No. So okay, what is the timeline here? Wow, it's saying 8 months, really the most. Okay, I'm talking about like tech companies, not Thiel himself, but the way that these governments or whatever are going to move. See, because they're going to have to move quickly to prevent because it's saying he's part of the Russian money laundering network. In the end,
Right, right,
these
right.
like what they call it, transnational crime organization, whatever you call it, right?
Yeah.
So, so
And
wow.
I get that it's going to happen fast in other countries because they're not going to take a year to investigate. I feel like it'll unravel very quickly because they know what, and it's going to start big. It's going to start with the bigger companies. But as we go through, it's even the littlest companies he's involved in are going to start pulling out, dropping him. Da, da, da. So it's one by one by one by one, they fall. They fall. He falls. So, but the big companies are going to do it first, and in the other countries. But
Wow.
that's it. He can't, he doesn't have that power. Now I understand why you kept getting the 23rd,
Really? Tell me more. What is it?
because they're going to try, they got to get rid of Trump and get JT in there. They want to Trump's got to go. He's got to go. We got to get him in there. We got to get him in there. So I feel like that March.
Okay, I just looked and it's a Monday. Ooh, so 23rd is a Monday of March. I'm not saying we don't know the dates, right? It's flexible, but
Right, right.
it makes sense. That's the Monday that the start business starts, no business.
Yeah.
Ah,
Because now what? Where does this go? they know where this goes,
Mm-hmm.
and again, the train has left the station. They can't go back from this. They can't. And I just keep getting, as I got earlier, there's more dumps coming. There's more whistleblowers. There's more now, like even the tech bros. And I know we saw this, gosh, a year ago when we were looking at Thiel. We saw couple young kids that were going to turn on him and Leon. And I see that. I see that now again, that the horror that now they're being faced with, because it wasn't going to touch us. We were just getting money in our bank accounts, but now it's touching them. So I feel like there's going to be some whistleblowers, some guys that sing. It's just going to go really quickly when
Mm-hmm.
it starts to go down. And
Wow.
he's going to lose very quickly. I don't
Wow.
think he's going to be able to hang on.
Wow. Wow.
That's when he tries to
Wow.
run.
Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Whoa, so excited. I cannot wait. It's very exciting. Okay. So let's go to the next subjects related to this. So okay, so Karina had this, she shared with me the visions that she had about new drops, right?
Yes, new drops of EPS information coming out. I feel like we're going to get another big drop here soon, and it's going to be even more horror than what we've already seen. And man, I'm just vibing on this one because as this information comes out, I think what we're going to really start to see is the redacted stuff, what they've tried to hide,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and who, what they've done.
mm-hmm,
But it
mm-hmm,
all relates to these big guys.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And it's going to really escalate.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted, as Karina was saying this, I got this image. This was earlier when we first started talking. I saw this image of Macron with a smile on his face, and it going back. Remember how in 2016 election there were these so-called hackers, like people like WikiLeaks and such, and others that had hacked the DNC, and they dropped it. And how they were like, Trump was like, if you're listening, whatever, Russia's listening, and then the next day the thing drops, and it's saying that Macron is going to do something similar. For it's like, oh, remember 2016, right? Like, right. So France, if
Yeah.
you're listening, so they drop the hackers associated with France will drop information like very like, and you remember how like the files that they found were like John Podesta lasagna recipe or something like that. Like it was just like so like innocuous, and they try to make a big deal out of it. But it's saying
Right.
it's very, very big. So it's saying the information is gonna come out. And I see that Trump is like this. That it's funny, the is it To Kill a Mockingbird, the film of
Yeah.
where there's like the birds coming, and they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, Trump's the thing is
Yeah.
coming, eating him alive.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The prize fighter that I saw
that's
early,
right.
he
That's
gets he
right.
gets up, he gets hit again. He gets
That's
up,
it.
he
And
gets
he
hit
can't,
again.
and he just finally, it's over. Finally,
Yeah. Because
they
that
will,
that
yeah.
it's so detailed and it's
Hmm.
so it's people could say, oh, it's AI, it's made. No, it's so detailed, it's so factual, and it's so on point related to other things that you can finally connect the dots.
Hmm. Hmm.
Not that we couldn't really connect the dots before, but
Hmm.
it's undeniable.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I get the word even gory. It's just horror,
Hmm.
but it's very factual and there's no redactions.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why I feel like it's pure horror because there's no redactions.
Wow. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not going to stop. It's just not going to stop.
And credit, it's as you're saying this, I don't know if it was you and I who were saying this to each other, or if I read something, was saying the American people are ready to read the truth. They have been
Yeah,
looking for the
we
truth.
were. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're ready
Yeah.
and they're not afraid to like look. Yes. And I see the people from the across the aisle are like, yes, we knew it. We knew it. And they're like, yes, but feel vindicated because the truth
Right.
finally is there. And it's exactly what we thought.
Right.
What it's saying, it's all exactly as we have already figured out is coming
Yeah.
out.
Yep. And I'm
Oh,
getting,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I
That's the
see
thing.
it's
I
funny.
think that's why we're so giddy today,
Yeah.
because we can feel it
And
coming.
somehow it feels, remember the Katie Johnson story and the it shows in Michael Cohen being like, damn it. Because it
Hmm.
shows what he's done to threaten her. It's showing. So yeah. So
I think it's all in there. I think it's all
mm-hmm,
in there. You know, even even cases way
mm-hmm,
back that he
mm-hmm,
silenced and paid
mm-hmm.
off families
That's
and
right. Because it's say Michael knows all the literally the bodies where the bodies are buried. Literally, he knows.
well, he does.
So
Yes.
so it's saying, so yeah, it's like, and I see this like the thing lift, everything's gonna is coming out, it's gonna come out.
Yeah.
We're gonna know everything, and it's saying it's gonna be a dark time. Wow, it shows me like I don't want to compare because it's different, but the Holocaust after people like like didn't know what was happening, and people finally
Right.
learned, and it was horrific. And the same thing, people are gonna
Right.
find out what has happened, and it's horrific, and it is what it is.
It is.
So wow.
And the players
Mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm,
have done all that. So that's why I think we're feeling this big shift in
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
their power, because
Wow.
you know, and you actually talked about this on a video. We were talking about it ourselves before, and how when you start to look at and you're not afraid of
Mm-hmm,
the truth is more powerful than their fake,
mm-hmm,
their fake, whatever they're gaslighting, whatever they can say.
mm-hmm,
So when you're not afraid to finally look at it and see it, you
mm-hmm,
have this power within you to do something about it.
mm-hmm,
I know we've had that for a while,
mm-hmm.
but
Wow.
that's what's happening here in America. I can feel that shift here, that people are like, we're 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 ready. We're willing to do whatever it takes to change
Mm-hmm.
this,
That's
because
right.
it's the more things come out, the gorier it is. And it's like, are we going to allow this to happen? No, we're
No.
not. We're not.
Yeah, and I see,
Things are
honestly, I
changing.
see these like women, and again, even conservative women, like being like, "No, we're coming together. It's not okay." They're like, "No, no, it's not enough. Is
No.
enough."
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So, wow, very interesting, very interesting. Amazing. It feels great. It feels great. So,
It does feel good. It does feel good. It
so
feels really good.
Um, okay, so Corina, oh, I see this image of victims on this in heaven clapping, like finally, yes, it comes out.
Yeah.
Wow, and
Yeah.
okay, again, was once I this is a subject that is very hard for me to talk about because it's very intense. I love the girls, and I've said this before that years ago I did a video. It must have been in 2018 or something, and there was these two girls, sisters, Ukrainian girls, very young, and they say
Yes.
they will find us, Rosie. They're telling me they're here, and I have goosebumps saying, "Oh, they're gonna find us.
Yeah.
If they're gonna
Those
find
are
us."
the ones. Yeah. Yeah.
So
We had that conversation, and
that's
that's
right.
when you saw
Yeah, yeah.
the
So
girls
anyway,
that
so
were,
they're saying that
yeah.
they're gonna be they find out, like think they're gonna be all accounted for. Like if it's gonna maybe take some years to find the DNA whatever, but they're gonna find there's places of burial places they're gonna find. Yes. Wow. It's saying the New Mexico thing also. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So wow, and I see this weird. Wow, whoa, I see this image of Ghislaine, and there's like a lettuce patches or something, and she's like, okay, she's like, okay, that's good. Like she knows where they were buried there, and somehow they were like there's organic lettuce.
Fertilizer.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God. So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
okay, so
They
yeah,
tried to, yeah.
wow, and I see. Oh my God. Okay, but this I see that she would invite people for lunch knowing that the lettuce came from the
Hmm.
field where they were buried. Like, oh my God.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
got the same thing, that they were eating They had no clue they were eating vegetables that were grown in human fertilizer.
So, well,
But
yeah,
that
yeah,
was another sick obsession that
yeah.
they had, that they were actually not just uh, consuming, they were, even
Mm-hmm.
after the fact, they were
Yeah,
consuming.
yeah.
Uh,
Wow, wow,
yeah.
wow. So, wow. Okay. So, wow. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They're like, okay. And they're saying kind of like, it's okay. We can move. Like, it's okay. Can move on.
Because
Closing
it's
the.
true.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
And I think that sadly people are going to need to see that and know the truth, because that's the
Mm-hmm.
only way it's going to change in the future, is to know every single detail so this never happens again. And I feel this power of the women because, you know, how many years, all our lives and lives before us. My God, did that make a statement? Sorry, guys. But all of our lives and before us, women have never been believed, or they've been pushed aside or poo-pooed. Oh, you're being dramatic, or he was just telling you you were pretty, or oh, you know, men are a little handsy. Ugh. Every excuse in the frickin' book was used to justify this behavior. But now we're actually seeing it was more, it was trafficking. It was all this horror that was going on. There was so much more to it. So now the reality is hitting, the reality of how bad it was actually behind the scenes. And so once you peel that away and you see it, you'll never go back to the same. We can't. So that's where more women are going to come into office and make rules that we're not going to, there's going to be punishments for this sort of behavior,
Wow,
not a slap on the wrist, and not putting them in public presidencies. It's like, really? Really?
wow, wow,
Ay, ay, ay. Whew.
wow. Okay. Wow. All right. So we're back, and I think this is the last chunk of topics, right? Chunk topics,
Yeah.
I guess, of our video. But when we started talking today, because Gwen and I talked first before we record, she said that she had this vision of Hegseth. Right? Go ahead, Gwen.
Yes. And I feel like he is obviously behind the scenes very panicked.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's losing control, but
Mm-hmm.
he's realizing that he never really had the power in the first place. He was being played.
Mm-hmm.
They were always watching him. They're behind the scenes, they're one step ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's starting to realize
Mm-hmm.
that he
Mm-hmm.
is not powerful. He doesn't hold it. And he is panicking behind the scenes. And I think that they all are. Even like, to me, Cash Patel's eyes are this big. I know he's separate, but his eyes, they're freaking out. They are freaking out because they're realizing that they thought they were almighty and powerful, but they're realizing they never really held the power in the first place. They were just playing a role. And now that role is being jeopardized because the real powerful people are standing right behind them. And I feel like they're breathing right down the back. Like I can feel the heat right here. They're breathing down his neck. So he is panicking. He's panicking. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see that he's like, I see he's drinking, he's like, oh, but how he knows it's like he wants to escape. He's like, where's the fire? Where's the fire escape? Where's this? And he can't. He
Yeah.
knows he can escape there. And I see that he sees their face looking at him, and he can't. I can't go to the good side. I can't. It's too late. It's too late. And he's just, oh, but I'm good looking guy. I'm just, I'm fit. I'm fit.
Yeah.
And I see that there, and I see eventually that he just knows that he's going to be caught and he's going to be arrested, and it is.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That power that they look
Mhm,
like they hold,
mhm,
they're
mhm,
scared
mhm.
shitless.
That's right.
They
That's
are.
right.
They're
That's right.
shaking in their shoes because they know
Mhm,
it's to come.
That's right.
Even,
That's right.
yeah, even little Miss Pam Bondi, oof,
That's
she's
right.
in trouble.
That's right. That's right. So, wow. Okay. Very good. Very good. All right, Karina. So this is it for today, right? This is it for today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are some
It was a
good
very
subjects.
exciting video today. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, we both feel
Yeah.
excited because we could
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
this change.
Very good. All right. All right. So
Yeah.
this is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. And we'll be back
Yes, thank
soon.
you.
Right?
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.